Hello, 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 and welcome to the last episode of Masandawana Fan Vlog for 2025. Unfortunately, we don't go out with a bang. We go out, we go to the AFCON break with a very disappointing performance and even more disappointing results. Yeah, no, this team is bad. Uh, this team is very, very, very bad. I don't even know where to begin. This team is almost reminiscent of Antonio Habas's team to me. When I think of the pre-Beats or Sundowns days, this is what this team looks like. This team looks like pre-Neskins Sundowns. We just seem and look so directionless. This team looks like a team that has no leader. It looks like a team that has no leader. It looks like a team that has no confidence in its leader, and I don't know. I don't know. I've had so many moments where I felt like, you know what? Let's go into the international break. Let's go into this break. I mean, how many more breaks does this team need? To look like itself. To look like the team that we fell in love, and a team that delivered 8 league titles in a row. Um, I asked last week, about Tashreeq Matthews. I asked about Tashreeq. I asked about so many things about this team that what do you look at and say this gives us a glimmer of hope, like when a team is playing the way we are playing, it's usually like full of youngsters, a team that is trying out youngsters. It's not a team that is full of internationals. The since the AFCON squad was announced, people were saying, this team has regressed. We went from a team that gave Bafana nine players at AFCON to a team that just gives Bafana 5 players. But if you look at this team, you can see why. Um, you can obviously say Tapelo and Grant are unlikely not to make this team, but you look at also Ebatusi, who is in the team because of the squad balance. When you look at our midfielders, you see they have they have a common profile. Tebza, Talente, Spepelos Tole, Batusi, they are all big boys, physical, super athletic, and it's not because of, when you look at a player like Batusi, it's not because of his performances for Sundowns that is in the national team. It's because of the type of profile that Hugo Bruce prefers in this team. And yeah, this Sundowns team doesn't look like the team that should help Bafana. I forgot who I was speaking to, and we were talking about how coaches impact, how top coaches and how like the big teams should impact the national team. You look at the Spain team that won the Euros in 2008, won the World Cup. You look at the Spain team that won the Euros in 2012. Um, I mean, you look at what Pep Guardiola was able to do for Spain, for the national team, with the influence of his Barcelona team. You look at I mean, some things you could say they're coincidental, but they're not really coincidental, you know. Pep coaching Bayern and Germany winning the World Cup, you know, Pep being at Man City, and you find England playing in World Cup semi-finals, Euro finals, you know, it's not a coincidence, you know. It's the results of the top teams in that country having a top coach and playing a particular brand of football and dominating. And when you look at Sundowns, we are not supposed to be giving our DNA, our best players to Bafana right now. You know, who's it Masaledi, man? You know, I don't know, guys. I'm really not happy. I'm really disappointed. You know, Coach Miguel is outthought, outplayed by Coach Siema. Any coach in the league right now stands a chance against the Sundowns team, stands a chance when facing up against Miguel Cardoso. And I don't know, guys. Now I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing this team playing the way we're playing. You know, we can blame the players. They're not blameless. You know, there's moments where you look and you say you can blame the players, but who's the captain of the ship? Who's leading this team? Who's leading the charges? You know, at the end of the day, like the buck stops with Miguel Cardoso, and right now, this team looks like a shadow of the great team that it once was. You know, you look at the amount of games Tashrik Matthews has played, and you look at his impact. You know, you can say he's had 8 goal contributions, but against who is my question every week. You know, against who? Um, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know, guys. Think of the best Sundowns team. Think of the 2016 team, the CBD team. Do you look at a player like Tashrik and say he can fight for a spot in that team? He doesn't. He really doesn't. Think of the team that won the Champions League. You know, there's probably half this team can fight for a spot in that team, but when you look at the guys, let's be serious. You know, I don't want to ramble on and lose my head since I've like because I feel like I already have lost my head. But are being serious, guys? Are being serious? Let's really be serious. How long can this thing go on? How long can it go on? We're in serious trouble, guys. I don't want to lie. We're in serious trouble. And I honestly feel that if a decision is not made during AFCON, I honestly don't see us winning the league. You know, the way I haven't been accustomed to looking at the log table. I saw somewhere, I forgot what I was listening to, and someone said, I haven't seen Sundowns be on the same amount of games played at this stage of the season as all the other teams in the PSL and have less points. And I went to check the log, and I'm like, how have we played the same number of games as Pirates and we are 3 points behind these people? Like, especially at this stage of the season, where we usually go into Christmas break with a minimum of 30 points. We go to Christmas break on 34 points, on 36 points, 32 points. And you look at where we are now, how many points are we on? How many games have we played? What informs us, or what informs the club, the board, and all the decision makers that this team will turn this thing around, and when we come back in the new year, we will be like a house on fire. Especially when we're going to AFCON, our best players are going to AFCON. Tebza, do you think Tebza will have the legs that he has right now after AFCON? Do you think Ronan will be the same? Do you think Kuliso will have the legs? Do you think Aubrey will have the legs? Do you think Batusi will be able to help us? I mean, Shika just came back from injury. Okay, Renas is not going to AFCON, he can help us. Siwelele is out for what seems like will be a season. Where do we see a glimmer of hope to say we will win more points in the second round than we have in the first round? I really don't see it. And if you see it, then good luck. But yeah, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I don't know. You look at today's game and you're like, I mean, when was the last time Bosman played decent football? And he looks so good against us. Okay, I understand, like, Neo Rapo, the best talent, one of the best talents in the country, but like, Vincent Pule, Potsane, Sanoka, these are not players that should be having the type of game they had against the Mamelodi Sundowns team, guys. Like, these are not the type of players that should be having a decent game against a star-studded team like Sundowns. I mean, you have the most expensive signing in our history on the bench. You have Ricinho, you have Nuno Santo, you have Marcelo Allende. These guys shouldn't even have a sniff at this game, but they did, you know. And I don't know, guys. I guess you look at our lineup, like on any other day, like this lineup should beat Al Ahly. This lineup should beat a top team on the continent, and they struggle against a team that is, I mean, guys, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I really wish I could have slept this performance off and recorded this in the morning. Maybe I would have something concrete and something, substantial to say. But all you have to deal with now is me just rambling and losing my head over this performance. It's not like my biggest, I think, since this whole season started, my biggest issue has always been the performance. It has never, okay, of course, like I've been more in the results here and there, but I've always said performance over results, because the more you perform better, the results will come. But we haven't been having the performances, and that's where we find ourselves where we are right now. And yeah, I don't want to lie. I'm glad I didn't travel for this game. I meant to travel for this game, and I'm really glad I didn't travel for this game. Because yeah, poor Denga would have to be answering all these questions that I have, because this is not even a review. It's just a venting session with a million questions that don't have answers. And yeah, I think it this is the review we deserve for that performance. I guess you guys tell me in the comments, because I've said at the beginning of the season that I'm giving Coach Miguel a clean slate, but I knew in my heart of hearts I still haven't forgiven him for the Champions League final, because we were that close to getting a second star on our crest, and it's because of his decisions that we didn't get it. And I said I'm giving him a clean slate. It's a new season, and you hear people saying, "Yeah, we matched the record points and whatnot." But the first 7 games, it's Coach Mangoba. This is the season where he has to prove to us that I am worthy of the praise that I got for the record points, for matching the record points that we achieved in Coach Rulane's last season. This is your first full season. Like, you were at the helm. No one coached the first 7 games in a cup final run for you. Coach Mangoba, unbelievable Carling Black Label Cup run, started well in the season. The only disappointing thing about Coach Mangoba was the MTN 8, you can say the MTN 8 run and the Champions League group stages, like the way he started the Champions League group stages was not convincing. But if you look at the league, you look at the Cullen Black label run, he had this team playing much better than how we are playing right now. And yeah, now I tried my best to be in the middle, and say glass half full. And now I'm looking at it half empty. I guess I level glass half full. I'm looking at the glass half empty, and it's my choice as a Sundown supporter. Guys, we've seen this team make the best of teams on the continent look average. I watched this team beat an Al Ahly 5-0 with Neo Maema and Tebza running the show in midfield against Alu Dieng. I've seen Keishas Malula make who's the right back at Al Ahly, Hani, look average. I've seen Siwelele toy with that Al Ahly midfield. I've seen Shalulile make Benayoun, I forgot if it is Benayoun, and who's the other tall, the number 6, make those guys look average. I've seen this team play the best of football. I've seen Pesitau toy with a good Zamalek team, Keegan Dolly. Guys, unfortunately, the past 9 years, we've seen the best of Sundowns. We've seen Sundowns at absolute peak, and I honestly can't accept this. I really can't accept this. I really can't. It's like I was watching the Sundowns here, Henry Michel, the Sundowns here, Antonio Habas. I'm not. This is not the Sundowns I know, and if I get the backlash, I get the backlash. But let's be honest with each other, guys. Nah, I'm happy. I'm really not happy with these performances. It's not just this, but this is just the new low. There's a clip. I'll ask Denga to put the clip here of Murendeni saying, December is not a month for Mamelodi Sundowns. It's a feeling.
The Sundowns players understand that December is not a month, but it's a feeling. The only place you can beat Sundowns in December is on Twitter. On the field of play, forget.
And this is not how we start the month of December. By October, November, Sundowns is flying. And right now we've been on gear 3. We are failing to get into gear 4, gear 5, gear 6 because it's Sundowns, but guys, whatever you make of this, I don't know. I really don't know. Let me go into the ratings. I think I've rambled enough. I don't think anyone wants to see me ramble any further. I probably won't even watch this review myself because it's really tough. Ronwen, I will give a 0. Kuliso, I will give a 4. Grant was out in the 4th minute. Keegan Johannes, that ball break he played wasn't that bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad. But Ronwen really made a silly mistake, and those are not the mistakes you want from the national team's number 1 goalkeeper, a person who finished either 2nd or 3rd for the goalkeeper of the year, KEF goalkeeper of the year. Those are not the mistakes you want to see from him 2 weeks away from AFCON. Keegan Johannes, I will give a 4. Keanu Cupido, I'll give a 2. Orbs, I will give a 5. Tebza, I will give a 5. I don't think was it the second, the first yellow? I don't think that was a yellow because I thought he won the ball cleanly. Wasn't supposed to be booked for that, but I mean, who was reffing? Yeah. Marcelo, I will give a 5. Nuno Santo, I'll give a 4.5. Ricinho, I'll give a 3. Tashrik, I'll give a 0. Reynas, I will give a. Does that count as an assist from Reynas, or was it Sales's assist? I'll give Reynas a 3.5. We'll give Sales a 6. I'll give Temba a 5. I'll give Lebumutiva a 6.5. Who else came on? Tapelo. I will give Tapelo a 5.5. Who else? I think that is it for the subs. I will give Coach Miguel Cardoso a -2. I'll give him a -2. I don't know what is it about Coach Miguel when we are chasing a game and he just subs off a fullback for a fullback. Like, are we being serious? Let's be serious, guys. Are we being serious? You know, and you know, Coach Miguel is such a funny character to me. Like, it's even like small things. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but maybe I'm making too much of it. And after the Champions League final, and the backlash he got for not giving Temba any minutes in the final, especially when you look at like the cameos he had before the final, the game against Richards Bay when he came on, you know, he was like a live wire. You could see Shika is hungry. The moment is finally here, you know, for him to lift the Champions League and whatnot. And then he doesn't play him. And then after the Champions League final, when the team comes back to Cloricop just before the Club World Cup, he posts a picture with Temba on Instagram. And I'm like, hey, this is a bit weird. And then we go to the Club World Cup, and then he posts a picture of himself wearing a beanie with a South African flag. And then I watched this past. Okay, before then, we had so many bad results, like the MTN 8 exit to Pirates, and then the Cullen Black Label exit to was it Richards Bay? Oh, Marumo Gallants. And then we come back and then we go play MCLJ, and he's wearing a beanie with a South African flag. Oh, we go play in Nigeria in the Champions League, and he changes. Like, he no longer wears like his clothes on the dugout. He now wears the Sundowns attire. And I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but I feel like these are like small things to endear himself to Sundowns supporters, you know. Last week we played MCLJ, he wears a beanie with a South African flag, you know. And I'm like, why doesn't the performances be the ones that speak for you and endear you to us And it's like these small things where I find them very weird and a bit condescending, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like, tell me in the comments if you also find this a bit weird, or maybe can, which is okay, which is also okay. But yeah, I really struggle to understand Coach Miguel. I really try to, but like, I'm struggling to like find him as a genuine person, with, you know, yeah, no. I'm giving him a -2. Kuri Harboa from AFCON and we play whatever result or performance, it means whatever, if it's an 8, it'll probably be a 6 because Osar Kolota 2 and this is not how I wanted to go to AFCON, Kadi results so. I'd like to give Sundowns supporters a 10 out of 10. Once again, traveled to Bloemfontein on a Wednesday. Moaradi Fagotsekana, guys. I mean, it's been hailstorm after hailstorm, and our supporters still traveled and showed up at the Dr. Petros Molemela Stadium, in Bloemfontein. And what do they get? Like, you obviously won't outsing Maselele there. At least, can we outperform them on the pitch? But we don't, But I'll give our supporters a 10. Sundowns supporters, like, as much as we can be spoiled, entitled to win every game, entitled to good performances, entitled to Themba Zwane playing every game, entitled to everything, but you can't fault Sundown supporters when it comes to showing up. We show up for this team. Good times, bad times, we show up for this team. And just because most Sundown supporters are not saying anything doesn't mean they're happy. They are not happy. And I'm not saying I'm speaking for them. I'm just saying. But to speak for myself, I am not happy. And to be honest with you, I honestly wish and hope that the club makes a decision during the AFCON break and I don't know, make a decision on Coach Miguel. Now I've given up. I've thrown in the towel with Coach Miguel. I don't think Coach Miguel is going to take us anywhere. I don't want to lie to you. I don't think he's going to take us to where we want to go, to the promised land. He's not taking us to the promised land. So I think the quicker we make the decision, the better, because I honestly feel like he's a dead man walking and we are just prolonging the inevitable. And yeah, that's it from me. If you've watched till this point, you're a very brave person, because to be honest with you, for like, I don't know how many minutes we are on, but like for like the 20 minutes, it's just straight rambling, ranting, and just me losing my head. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you to Denga, as always, holding the fort for us here when it comes to the technical aspect of the vlog, editing the videos, ensuring that we have them on time. Thank you to Kabelo Zanga, my guy from Mums, coming through since the Pirates game, Komuripe, the MTN 8. Klutlo, thank you to everyone. We'll do a nice year in review, and yeah, hopefully we do something nice also for Neo, to thank him for all the years on Masandawana Fan Vlog. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you very soon. Have a lovely December. Hopefully we see you before Christmas. And yeah, that's it from me. We'll see you when we see you. Thank you. Bye.